Hello folks, I'm here with the TheWrongCat dualcasting a 1 versus 1 between Mott and Oliver from the realm in the latest patch. So hello TheWrongCat.
Hello. Right, let's have a little quick look here. You can see initially we've got a complete shift in how the build orders work with this new patch. You've got these 5 metal extractors. They are still producing 7 metal each for Mott up here. Oliver's done the same. It seems to be a lot more eco-intensive at the start of the game. You can see we've got Mott has decided to go bots first. Oliver has gone for vehicles first.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I think Mott might be trying to do is get out some early combat fabbers as a follow-up. Indeed he is there, looking at the picture-in-picture there, swapping back. And these combat fabbers produce things so damn fast, and if you have an army of them and can support them, it gives you such a boost to your beginning economy now in the game.
At the moment, I think most players in the sort of the upper tiers of the playing circles seem to be considering that combat fabricators are pretty much the way to go in terms of your early eco support. Oliver has not got those up. Indeed, he's actually going for an air factory second before even turning to his bot factory. And you can see already in the economy tab in the top left there. Oh, actually, I say that Oliver is actually the top there, not Mott. My apologies. Oliver is ahead at the moment. Purely because I think he started near a little bit more metal. He's been quite aggressive with his expansion here, but Mott will soon start pulling ahead with those combat fabricators there assisting. You see how fast those metal extractors go up.
Yeah, they do go out really, really fast. I mean, looking at Mott with those combat fabs now, he only needs 1 combat fab and it goes up so rapidly. Whereas the thing is that Oliver is doing, he's not using combat fabs, but he's got a couple of engineers. I'm not entirely sure on the numbers, but I think that may be a bit more efficient because Mott was struggling with his energy a moment ago and is continuing to do so periodically.
But I think it's not a case. I think the combat fabricators, if I recall correctly, are by far the most efficient fabrication units. It's just that they are so greedy in terms of the quantity that they consume, struggling to produce enough energy to keep up with the production of combat fabs, which is now streaming out of that bot factory.
Yeah, I mean, what I've been doing in the 2 games that I've played is I've had my commander assist maybe 1 or 2 combat fabs coming out of the factory, and then get the commander just building energy after energy after energy, and get 1 or 2 combat fabs to assist him, and the power gens just fly up. And then, of course, while this is going on, your bot factory produces, say, 1 or 2 fabbers to go and get other factories and metal extractors and stuff, and then continuous combat fabs, and by the end you've got like 15 combat fabs, and when you're ready to move up to T2, it's done in an instant, and you don't have to worry about the production costs.
Absolutely. I've just been quickly checking the players' vision tabs. At the moment, Mott has been neglecting his scouting significantly. Oliver has got Mott's entire base very well scouted. That early air factory there paying dividends, producing scout planes. Mott has got absolutely no idea where Oliver's main base is at this point. And I like
Well, he does have his energy,
found it. He just put up a radar.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, but he had the energy to support the radar is more what I meant to say. Now, what we also see is the vehicle factory is really beginning to be pumped out now, and you see the combat fabs assisting Mott and how fast they go up with just a single combat fab and a fabricator there. But Oliver still not got a bot factory, so he's not going to be getting up any combat fabs, and Mott even getting a forward vehicle staging point there, so he's really going to be aggressive in that attacking and can probably knock back on quite a bit of Oliver's mechs income here.
At the moment, the factories are sort of being unassisted at the moment, but they've got combat fabricators on standby. He's just activated those combat fabricators in that rear line of factories there, and you put those on a very small area patrol. They just walk up and down, and they make those things build so fast when you've got the economy to support it. Mott really needs to focus on energy production at this point.
Yeah, he really does. He's below 50% efficiency, and that's really not where you want to be at this point in the game, where you're starting to need the production on the units. I mean,
First force of the game.
Yeah, indeed. Oliver here is managing to take out a factory now because they just cannot produce units fast enough because the energy is just not there to support those factories. But now in comes some spinners and ants themselves now, ready to counter this. But I think Oliver has the advantage here in terms of the unit numbers, plus he has some Infernos coming into the mix, and those things, if they get close, rip through the army like hot knife through butter.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Mott made the mistake there of putting his spinners on the front line, and they've been ripped to shreds. There is a danger here, although he's not using it for any great effect at the moment. There's a danger here that Oliver could start spinning up some bombers from the air factory, and with those spinners now being taken out, he could do some nice, effective raiding on Mott's metal.
He could indeed, but don't forget the bombers have been, I believe, nerfed in the latest patch, especially in terms of their turning circle. It doesn't bear thinking about, let's put it that way. Although we do see some bumblebees being produced now, followed up by a hummingbird, so obviously that is on Oliver's mind. They do, I think, still have the splash damage. Here, let's take a look at those. What on earth is that sound effect?
That's what I was thinking. That's still broken. They haven't fixed that one.
I think that might be something to do with the spinner, but yeah, you saw there how pretty much they did nothing, although I think they were targeted on the ants, but they didn't even get a single hit off. But now Mott has got his production sorted out, and the ants are beginning to stream across, whereas Oliver is getting a little bit boxed in, although he is expanding towards the north with a couple of vehicle factories there, but Mott on the other side of the planet as well towards the north.
Yeah, as I say, towards the north, you've got that little force there, which Oliver I don't think has seen coming. That's very good management there from Mott, trying to attack him on multiple fronts. He's managed to box him in, and he's completely eradicating the economic advantage which Oliver has been able to sustain up until this point. The combat fabricator is really paying dividends, allowing him to be very, very flexible in what he builds things, because they build things so damned fast. Getting rather too close to those infernos there.
I think I am beginning to lag just the smidgen, which is annoying there. Yeah. Mott's army is beginning to teleport all over the place. But yeah, the Infernos, especially with their movement increase now, are a real force to be reckoned with, especially with the 1 or 2 combat fabs just maintaining their beefability on the front lines. They can soak up so much damage.
Don't forget, of course, Oliver still does not have a single bot factory to his name, so he doesn't have that advantage with the combat fabs. This force of ants coming towards the commander here, they could actually do quite a bit of damage to him at this point.
Yeah, they'll probably get him down to 2/3 of his health there, especially if Oliver doesn't use his Uber Cannon. He's down to 2/3 of his health now. Is he going to use his Uber Cannon? He just sees the commander now. What's he going to do? He could use the Uber Cannon, of course. I'm not sure if we can see... Yes, we can see the ammo tab. That's good. So you can see there the refresh rate of that, and especially with his energy, it's not great. Oh, the lovely sound effects of the spinners there. Absolutely glorious. Desperately trying to put up some single point defences there to try and defend his flank, but his factories are falling fast, and Mott's production is just absolutely overwhelming now. Just so many factories, probably about a factor of 3.
If you see there, Mott's setting a lovely effective raiding force there and completely taken out all of Oliver's energy. So this is the beginning, well, the beginning of the end. This is about halfway through the end for Oliver, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost at the epilogue, really, aren't we?
As you see there, it was, I think the main weapon which Mott had in his arsenal throughout this match was those combat fabricators. They are absolutely phenomenal, and they do afford you so much flexibility when trying to manage where you're building everything.
Yeah, they really do, and it's when they, especially when they're helped with building the vehicle factories. I mean, I'm just looking back at them now. There's a single fabber building a vehicle factory, even with a combat fabber, and even with the energy deficit that Mott is running, they're going up about as fast as a commander would normally build them, which is absolutely mental.
Lots of idle forces sat around now. I think he's going to try and bring them all in one big push. Oliver's commander trying to desperately run away. We'll have a quick look at Mott's tab. He hasn't got radar up, so he doesn't know that the commander's legged it yet.
Yeah,
so he's going to quickly sweep in, take out what's left, and then the commander's going to try and start anew somewhere, but this is only a single planet system, so he's not got very much of a chance to run away.
I mean, Mott has got radar coverage of the entire planet, except he hasn't got the energy to support it. But at this point, Oliver he's out of the game. There's nowhere he can settle. All Mott needs to do is just stop producing factories and units for a second, and then just rally everything on the single yellow dot in the middle of nowhere.
Let's see what he does.
But his energy is just not good. Like, this is where what I would do is get my commander at this point in the game off assisting that original factory and get a couple of combat fabs assisting him building power just constantly. Power, power, power. And you end up with like 11k and you're like, where did this come from? I'm going T2 now.
Well, except in this particular build, not many people seem to be choosing the T2 route. There we go, I think he's just found him.
Yeah, he has.
Let's see if the mobile army starts heading towards him.
The problem with the T2 at the moment is you need like a planet's worth of metal in order to be able to produce things without just killing your economy. Like in the Marshall's Lament system video I posted probably a couple of days ago by the time this one goes up, I had the entire middle planet in terms of mechs, and even then only just about managing to keep my eco positive. I think, in fact, I was running a deficit of 1,800 metal despite having pretty much control of 2 planets. It was not very fun.
And the step up to T2 at the moment is a little bit what I'd call ungainly.
Oh, definitely. I think the only time you really want to step up to T2 is if you're in a team game. I think, especially for 1v1s and high level play, I think the T2 is only when you're certain you have completely contained your opponent and you have the eco to sort of swap back to your main production there if you need. But here we see now the final waves of ants pushing in on this commander from Oliver and Mott, and I believe this is going to be the end.
Straight back towards that massive towards behind him. Yes, so he's gonna sign his own death. And this one, straight back into that massive army sat waiting in the wings. Oh no, he's gonna get picked up by the smaller force.
That's really annoying. It's starting to lag for me now. He's just exploded, or just about to, I assume. He's sort of doing a moonwalk on the moon, but yeah, he did die there. That was annoying.
Lesson from today's episode, ladies and gentlemen: build combat fabricators fresh.
Well, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this Dualcast, and we will be doing more Dualcasting, especially with the Community Cup coming up in just about a week's time. So check us out there on the Team Exodus second Twitch stream, I believe. And if you like, and if TheWrongCat is available, we could always do some more of these generally anyway.
I think so, yes.
So on that note, thanks again for watching, folks, and as always, have a nice day.